Written from Align Yourself with Prosperity, Power, and Purpose. Today I want to talk about betrayal. Now, I want to read some things to you, and it's on the computer, so I'm going to be leaning this way. Betrayal. This is by Joseph Conrad, and it says, they talk of a man betraying his country, his friends, his sweetheart. There must be a moral bond first. All a man can betray is his conscience. And then also there's a verse in Jeremiah 17:9 out of the Message version of the Bible. And it says, the heart is hopelessly dark and deceitful, a puzzle that no one can figure out. But I, God, search the heart and examine the mind. I get to the heart of the human. I get to the root of things. I treat them as they really are, not as they pretend to be. Okay, so I wanted to read you that. And then I wanted to read to you Webster's dictionary, how they define betrayal. To lead astray, to fail or desert, especially in the time of need, and to disclose in violation of confidence. Okay, so our question that we have been asking and dealing with is, are your emotions keeping you from being financially successful? Okay, and today we're dealing with betrayal. Now, when somebody is suffering from betrayal, there are all types of additional emotions that go with that, not just the emotion of betrayal. Okay, there's unhappiness, there's sadness, there's panic, there's anxiety, there's tiredness, there's depression, there's lack of confidence, there's no self-worth, shock and disbelief, pure and total denial. Okay, that's just a few. All right, so let's talk about betrayal. I think probably the best example, even though I don't know all the details, but I think we all know enough details that you would understand where I'm coming from with this. What about all of those people who worked for that major corporation called Enron? Do you think they were betrayed? Oh, most definitely. Do you think that they carry around that, many of them are still carrying around that emotion of not just betrayal, but anger, anxiety, and a host of other things? You better believe it. See, here's the issue with betrayal. A lot of times, because we don't know ourselves that well, even though we think we do, but we don't, when we're betrayed, we tend to blame ourselves for that betrayal. When really, in all honesty, it's the other person who betrayed us, who has the issue, who has the problem. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't times when we invite these betrayers into our circle, because sometimes unwittingly we do. And then sometimes we've actually had warning signs and we still invite them in. Sometimes we invite them in because we think we can help them or change them, because we want to be, Superwoman, Superman, Savior, whatever the case may be. It just doesn't work. Trust me, it doesn't work, okay? I know this is going to sound a little harsh, but once a betrayer, unless they really come to grips with themselves and get help, there will always be a betrayer, okay? And I don't know where it starts. I don't know where it stems from. That's something that they have to go through and deal with. All I can tell you is, being on the other side of the betrayal, being the person who has been betrayed, it's crippling, it's devastating, it's paralyzing, and it affects everything that you do. It affects your relationships with everybody. You no longer trust anybody. Even if you have no reason not to trust them, you just automatically stop trusting. I don't think I have it here, but we'll deal with it when it comes to trust. That's a whole nother subject. let's go back to finances and business. When you have been in a situation where you've been betrayed financially by the company you work for, or, in your business, it makes it very difficult for you to go and clear all that stuff out of you and go apply for a new position, to work for anybody else. And the problem is, okay, say you decide you're not going to work for anybody else because you don't ever want to be betrayed again, and you decide to work for yourself. Do you think that you still are not carrying that into your business? Where, okay, so you are running your business, you're in control of everything, okay? So much to the point where you won't even hire an accountant because you're afraid the accountant will betray you. Okay, so now you're trying to juggle and do everything. Well, guess what? You can't do everything, because eventually you will burn yourself out. And let's face it, we're not all good at the same things. Okay? Somebody may be great at marketing but lousy at accounting. You need to hire somebody to help you. Okay? But your fear of being betrayed again will keep you from branching out and growing as a person, as a business, as an entrepreneur. So, not only is this going to affect you, but when you start bringing clients into your business, you know what's going to happen? You are going to be so fearful that your client is going to betray you by abandoning you that you won't even be able to hold on to your clients. It's a pretty harsh thought, but it's true, because you'll scare them. You will send them scattering. Okay, because of your issue and your problem with being betrayed. I've been on the end of being betrayed in business. Definitely not on the platform or the extent of Enron by any shape or imagination. Nothing like that. But you can still work for a large corporation and they can betray you in other ways. I won't even bother to go into it because the company that I worked for is too large and too well known, and what's done is done, and it's taken me a long time to come to grips with it. And there are days where I don't think about it at all, and then there are sometimes somebody will say something that will spark a memory which will take me down that path of feeling angry and betrayed, and affect everything that I do. And that's not healthy. And I have to realize that those people who are the betrayers, okay, some of them knew full well what they were doing. Okay. It was just downright evil. Then there are other people who are so lost in themselves and their own world that they don't even realize that what they're doing would be taken as a betrayal to somebody else. They just don't. They're oblivious. And I think there's probably no more dangerous emotion or just attitude than being oblivious. Okay? So, this is what I have to say. Dealing with betrayal is a daily process. Whether it's in your relationship with a coworker, with your company, if you are a corporate person, even as an entrepreneur, you might have a business partner who has betrayed you. No matter what level of betrayal it might be, it's something that you have to deal with daily to work through. There's no quick fix for that. Because, let's face it, you trusted somebody, they crushed you. Who do you trust now? Really? The first thing you have to know is that you need to start trusting yourself, because you start second-guessing yourself. Once you've been betrayed, you second-guess yourself about everything. Everything. Every decision, every thought. every friendship, every relationship, you second guess yourself. So your first duty is to yourself is to stop second guessing yourself and to start trusting yourself again. And once you start trusting yourself again, you will be able to hone in on those people who are trustworthy and who only have your best interest at heart and only mean you good. And when you start surrounding yourself with those type of people, then you will be able to be financially profitable. Whether you're an entrepreneur or in your business, you will, if you work for a company, you will be more productive for that company. And you will just be a happier person in all aspects of your life. So I hope that I've given you some food for thought today, and you will seriously take a look at those situations where you've experienced betrayal and start to really do that inner work that it's going to take. And the first part of that inner work is to start trusting yourself again and knowing that you do make good decisions. You can't stop people from doing bad things, but you can definitely, when you notice them, remove yourself, if at all possible, from those situations so that you don't get harmed or hurt. Okay, this is Britton with Align Yourself with Prosperity, Power, and Purpose, and I will talk to you soon.